Chinese character is one of the three oldest language systems. It originated from about 4,000 years ago, and until today, the 1.4 billion Chinese people still use these Chinese characters. And recently, more and more foreigners have been eager to learn Chinese. The other two Asian languages, like pictogram or hieroglyphs in Egypt, or the cuneiform script of Babylon, after a period of splendid performance, gradually lost in the sand of history and turned to be fossils of words. According to the legend, Chinese characters have been created by Changji, the historiographer of Huangdi, the common ancestor of Chinese people. The hometown of Changji is set at Nanle County, Puyang City, Henan Province, China, and also the same place where I was born and grew up, for which I'm very proud of. Before we start, let's enjoy some Chinese calligraphy and its amazing attractiveness. From the earliest oracle-born script, and then developed the bell cauldron inscription, they cast or inscribed on a bronze cauldron. Then appeared a great seal and a small seal. And the small seal was designated as the official spelling way of Qin dynasty, the first period of China's reunification. After Han dynasty, and clerical spelling became popular and with beautiful curved lines. And then the writing script came into being. One of his best calligraphy was a preamble of Lanting Pavilion, written by Wang Xizhi of Jin dynasty. In China's Sui and Tang dynasties, and people prefer the regular script, which is in the form of square and with straight strokes as a standard printing. At the same time, the cursive script got popular in society. Even today, Chairman Mao's cursive script is outstanding and one of the best. After a glimpse of all this calligraphy, we just review how Chinese characters evolved. For example, as a word of horse. At the very beginning of China's ancient history, people recorded daily events by making notes of the rope, which always met in conveniences. Later on, Changji observed the sun, the moon, the stars in the sky, mountains, rivers on the earth, flying birds, and running animals, and the flowers and trees and all the created beings. Accordingly, he created all kinds of forms, symbols, and endowed them with some specific meaning. Changji called all these signs as the zi, the word, and this is the beginning of Chinese characters. Whenever some big events happen at that time, such as ceremony of sacrifice or hunting, people used to divine as a fortune telling about the consequences. In divination, a turtle shell was usually put into fire, and then a crack on the shell after burning would tell the good news or bad news of the event. People inscribed the interpretation of the divination on the turtle shell or on the animal bones, so then developed to be the oracle-born inscription, which was the earliest developed language system in China and in East Asia. And in Anyang, Henan Province, China, there have been tremendous oracle-born inscription unearthed. Bell or cauldron inscription are the characters that caused inscribed on the bronze products, which originated from the Shang dynasty and went through Zhou dynasty and China's spring, autumn warring states. It recorded social events, especially these of the upper classes. Statistically, the bell or cauldron inscription totally had 3,722 Chinese characters, within which about 2,420 characters can be still recognized. After China's reunification by Qin Shi Huang, all the official spelling characters changed to be a small seal. Based on the Great Seal of Qin State and other 6 states, a modified small seal came into being with elegant strokes and popularity. It lasted until today and especially remains one of the popular Chinese calligraphy. Until Han Dynasty, the form of small seal developed to be even and straight and gradually integrated with the clerical script. Clerical script came from the seal script and with the form of being flat and wide, and horizontal strokes longer and vertical strokes shorter, delicate and pretty. Its emergence brought another reform to Chinese character and diversified Chinese calligraphy. With its form and turn from round to square and from curve to straight, the writing became easier and it derived some new kinds of script. The regular script evolved from clerical script. It got symbolized and with horizontal and vertical strokes, even and straight, and as the regular and standard spelling method of a modern Chinese character. The writing script is based on regular script. It is between regular and cursive, more or less this way or that way, with the modification to the slow writing of the regular script and the hard recognition of the cursive script. Its stroke looks like raining smooth and naturally, and like the clouds floating or the stream flowing. So came the name of the running hand script or semi-cursive script. And with great values in practicability and in art. Cursive script is one branch of Chinese calligraphy, and its name came from its being spelled too fast and cursive. It was first used in Han Dynasty, and later on in Tang Dynasty, and the extreme cursive script was more artistic than its being practical. Basically, Chinese characters have 6 ways to make up their form and pronunciations. After Han Dynasty, more than 1,000 new Chinese words were created. In Han and Tang, due to the foreign culture exchange, the influences from Europe and Central Asia impact China through the Silk Road, mostly in Xinjiang areas. And the introduction of Sanskrit and Buddhism enlarged the Chinese vocabulary that was more thought and expressions. It still impacts the daily phrases like today, such as bodhisattva, world, an instant, comprehend, reason, the consequence, wisdom, and incredible, etc. In modern times, with Western Industrial Revolution and the Chinese door opened by force, tremendous technologies, skills, school source, and living ways poured into China. And the Chinese words were greatly under influences of English and Japanese and other languages. New words emerged such as democracy, science, art, philosophy, people, revolution, economy, capital, the geometry, mathematics, physics, the later, logic, humor, hot dog, cheese, coffee, ice cream, vitamin, ballet, golf, talk show, and Coca-Cola. When beer was first known in China, and no proper Chinese word for it. And then in 1910, a new Chinese word, pi, was created for it, which showed the vigor and flexibility of Chinese character. For the time being, with high-tech development, information age, and China's further door open policy, the Chinese characters cover much more continents and with greater vitality. The new words have boomed, such as MTV, WTO, and AA, X-ray, T-shirt, U-disc, and B ultrasound, karaoke, and software, hardware, computer, and hacker, Wi-Fi, internet, etc. In history, China was left behind and Chinese civilization encountered serious crisis. And the Chinese character had been blamed as a symbol of the being backward and conservative. And many Chinese proposed to abolish the Confucianism and the Chinese character to replace it with the alphabet. And Chinese government twice symbolized the Chinese characters in 1956 and 1964, and put forward Chinese pinyin pronouncing system with alphabet in 1958 that promoted the rapid learning and spread of the Chinese Mandarin. The use of computer and its keyboard input had been a long, tough issue for Chinese character. Yet Wang Yongqing's would-be input method tackled this problem and enabled Chinese characters to interact with English on computer, which gave Chinese language another rejuvenation. Chinese character works as a symbol of Chinese culture and civilization. Even after 4,000 years, it still plays key roles in today's communication and reveals its great wonders in reproduction and artistic charm. Knowing these Chinese characters is not only a kind of learning, and also a kind of enjoyment and a sense of aesthetic beauty, our heritage of culture and tradition, which demonstrates the way how Chinese people look at the world and their philosophy, psychology, and social behavior. Maybe there are more points about why Chinese characters are so amazing. You are welcome to share with us about your points of view. Above is today's topic, and thank you for your joining in, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.